Welcome in, folks. This is Ron from Ron Brown's YouTube channel, where we focus on a lot of different technology items, but we feature a lot of drone stuff on this channel, and this is a drone video today. So this is about the DJI Mavic 3 drone. On Sunday, January 23rd, about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, approximately, the users first started seeing the DJI Fly app updated in the I'm a iOS user, an iOS or an Android also, when we downloaded the or upgraded the Fly app to version, let me get my numbers here, version 1.5.8, and which is a 454 megabyte file. Then you could go over and upgrade the Mavic 3, the firmware. 01.00.0500 385.5 megabyte file, and that kind of brought the whole bucket list of features that we've been waiting for on the Mavic 3. Quick shots. It's so many, I don't even know where to begin. Features to this drone here, panos. It's just I don't have a list here, so I'm kind of mind-boggled by how many features arrive for this drone. So in this video here, I do my first test flight with the new firmware. I did this the next day on Monday the 24th. It wasn't the best day. It was kind of cloudy or whatever, but I went out to the field and down to the beach in one of my usual flying locations, and flew a full battery, and I ran a screen recording, so I got screen recording in there, and I also intercut it with video straight off the memory card, which I shot in 4K 30. So I didn't want you just to see the 1080p off the off the screen recording. I wanted you to see the 4K 30 video too. So I put snippets in there of that mixed in with the screen recording, which I wanted to show you. What I was seeing on the screen, the settings and things like that. So there's a lot to to unpack with this firmware update. So sit back, get yourself maybe a cold beverage and a snack, and and let's go through this flight. I couldn't possibly go through everything in one flight, so I picked a few things of particular interest to a lot of users, even a lot of feedback from over at the Drone Nation channel and Monday Night Live show, and we kind of focus on some things. But there'll be more videos coming where I hit more different aspects of this update and things I did not cover in this first one. So, okay, enjoy, and let's roll that video, folks. Hello, folks, and welcome into another drone video on the DJI Mavic 3 drone here on my YouTube channel. And what I've done here is I've downloaded the latest app and firmware update for the Mavic 3. This update first appeared at about 10 Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S. here. Yeah, I will put the numbers for these updates down below. So we got them installed Sunday night as they appeared late in the evening, and right now we're waiting for the satellites to acquire enough satellites to take off 12 satellites, and we're still having extremely slow satellite acquisition here. What I'm doing here, the drone is not actually flying. I'm walking it around by hand trying to get more satellites, and this is a known good location. I take off the Mini 2, the Air 2S, and the Evo 2 Pro from this exact location, and they pick up satellites almost immediately. So I just said it's not this location, because other drones pick up satellites just fine right here. So okay, I think we've acquired our 12 satellites to go ahead and take off. See the home point updated in the left-hand top side of the screen. So here we get ready to go here. We're going to use the automatic takeoff button on the RC Pro controller here to take off. And you're looking at the Lucy grill here, and when I pop up here for a minute, you're going to see Lucy the elephant in the background, all encased in kind of covering for they're doing a big rehab on her here. So we're just kind of taking off. We've done a compass calibration, but this is our first flight again with the new firmware. So we're just kind of getting used to things here. And the picture looks great. I'm just in 4K 30 with just kind of auto everything else here. So okay, we're gonna pull back here over where I'm standing, back out to the beach here, and just kind of getting used to the drone, making sure we could trust her with a new firmware update. First thing we're going to look for is the horizon. We had a crooked horizon issue on the Mavic 3, basically since launch, and right there, the horizon looks perfect, and I did not do any type of compass calibration, IMU calibration, nothing. I just did compass and took off. And even as I'm yawing to the left here, the horizon stayed pretty straight. So here we go to some video off the memory card of the drone. This is totally unedited, 4K 30 straight off the memory card, Dr. Auto settings, and the video looks fantastic even on a kind of a overcast day. So okay, now we're back to what we call the screen recording here, where you can see all my telemetry here. You can see everything. You see my auto settings over there, and you see we're recording on the left hand side, that red button. So this is the screen recording will be doing the same thing moving down the beach here. So just kind of getting a feel for a drone. We're going to kind of go both directions, and I think there was something in the notes about improving something with the color in this drone here, and you tell me if you think you see an improved color in here, the normal color setting. So we're still kind of all the way around, and still the horizon looks dead even on. So that is a good thing to know. Maybe they fixed the horizon issue for good. So okay, here's the same video again. This is straight off the memory card, so you can see the full resolution of the video and not the 1080p feed off the screen recording. So okay, we're going to go down this way a little bit here. We got a little bit different skies. We were looking at the sun before. Now we're looking away from the sun. So you can see it's a little bit of blue sky. Try to break through that cloud cover, but we call this a mostly cloudy day, pretty overcast, and this drone was kind of a Micro Four Thirds sensor and low light capacity. I think really makes this look good. I mean, the shadows aren't crushed. The blacks, as far as colors, the blacks are correct. The whites look correct. So okay, we're back to the screen recording. We're going to test the improved zoom lens on this camera here. We're just in the we got the binoculars in here, so we went up to we're trying to get to 7x, but this is kind of touchy here. So we're at the 7x zoom, which is supposed to be sharper than it was before. So I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison with the 7x zoom from the previous firmware, but today you just be the judge whether you think this is sharper than it used to be. I think it could be slightly sharper. I don't think it's a night and day difference, but I would say I think it's slightly sharper here. So that's Atlantic City you see in the distance, Atlantic City, New Jersey, down there with all the tall. It's the only kind of tall buildings on my island there. I don't. Most of that's Class G down there, but I really don't fly down there. With rare exceptions. So. Okay, here we go with a little more video, kind of straight off the memory card here, so you can see the the full 4K 30. So we're using a zoom here. We're going to zoom in, zoom out. So there it was zoomed all the way out now. We were zoomed into 7x. So you can see the difference. This looks a little sharper, more detailed, than the 7x, even with the improved sharpening. But I think things are better. So we're going to aim in this direction again and try our zoom down down this way, folks. So there we go. We're zoomed in. We don't have our screen recording going, but you can refer back to the screen recording segment to see exactly how zoomed I was in at certain points. Now, I didn't get to show this yet on camera, but the just zoom like 2 times is just double the zoom on video at least. I don't think it said photos. You don't have to put the binoculars on. You can just hit the button, like the zoom button that's kind of beside the record button, and you can go in 2 times. And I think you can go in 2 times on everything: 4K, 5K, 1080p. I think in all the resolutions of. I'm not positive about 5K, but I think you can. And that 2x zoom, it pretty much looks lossless to me. I don't really see any deterioration of the video, so that's good. So there's a couple of the casinos. There's the I forget which ones they are, way in the background there. I'm not up on all my casinos here, but we're still kind of panning around here, and the horizon looks like it's staying pretty darn straight to me. So. Okay, in a distance, things look a little blurry, but if you do the 7X on these houses that are closer to me, they look pretty sharp, I would say. Let me know in the comments down below if you think they look pretty sharp, but I think they do with that 7X. So, I mean, this is probably a better test than looking at something at, what we call infinity when you have the lens zoomed all the way out. So I do like the detail much better in this kind of shot with the 7X than I did before. So yeah, kudos to DJI. I think he did a good job with this. Again, it's hard to get anything sharp looking at infinity, but okay. And there's the water tower Lucy the elephant on, and there's the back bays of the island I live on is what they call a barrier island. There's of course the ocean on the east side, and then there's these kind of salt marshes on the other side, separate us from the mainland. There's one of the tall buildings in Margate City. I believe that's Island House. That's like the condos. And there's some of the other buildings. One of those 9600, and I forget what the other one's called. So, okay, we're looking down towards Longport, New Jersey now, and then the next island over is Ocean City, New Jersey. You see, when you look at the almost at the maximum range there, what you can see, it doesn't look very sharp or detailed. But you can see when I looked at something closer, you could see some detail. So this may be a more useful lens now that they kind of have sharpened up here. So, okay, we're back to the screen recording here, and so you can see right now this is that middle number there on the right hand side, that 1.5. So I have it zoomed in again 1.5 times, and we have the binoculars on right now, but we wouldn't have to have the binoculars on to go up to 2, but I had them on anyway. So you can see now we're up to 3, 3.7, 4. Now we're trying to get to 7 exactly, and we went all the way down to 4. So there's your 7. You always zoomed in, and I find that I don't think the screen recording shows it here, but if I tap on something, tap the focus helps sharpen up objects at a distance. And I don't think me tapping on the screen shows up here in the screen recording, unfortunately. But I am tapping on certain things to try to get them more in focus here, and with that more sharpness too. So yeah, it's a shame it doesn't show me tapping on buildings and things like that to improve it. So, but the drone is flying perfectly, having no issues at all. There's there was, I think, I'm going to do a screen recording of it before you fly. I think there was up to 17 or 18. Oh, there you can see me tapping on that building to sharpen things up. And here's the houses again, which I'm not tapping, but they still pretty sharp. So I'm saying the drone's flying very well today, and I'm flying, I think, in wind gusts up to 18 miles per hour, and I could definitely feel the wind on my face and beach. It's coming directly off the ocean, so it's a cold wind, and I'll get you the temperature too. This wasn't flown in 24 degrees or less, which is what the drone is rated down to. Maybe a feels like factor, but I don't even think the feels like factor with the wind factored in was even down that low. So temperature wise, I think we were good, and wind, we were good. The drone's not having any issues. Rob was having an issue staying at the beach with the cold wind blowing on him, but the drone didn't seem to have any issues, which is the most important thing, of course. So we're just looking at some of the expensive beachfront property here in Margate City here, the high dollar, locations there, that somebody like Marcus Crawford could get like a little beach bungalow there for the summer. So I'm gonna zoom all the way out and I'm gonna show you exactly how far away I am. That's when you saw me zoomed in those houses, I'm way out over the ocean. So that shows you some of the strength of this this new zoom lens on the the Mavic 3 and the improved sharpness with the new sharpness that this update had brought. The update that I will have all the numbers down below for you. So we're just moving all around, and that horizon looks great. Really loving this new improved 7x. 7x is supposed to be optical zoom. So really loving this new improved lens here from the Mavic 3. So alrighty. So this is, again, I spoke for, this is the Back Bay. I'm just trying to show you, a little screen recording so you can see the numbers, but I also wanted to see the raw. There you go. You see me tapping on Lucy the Elephant Water Tower to kind of sharpen it up there, and it's kind of a tough lighting environment there. Kind of a dull gray, especially in that area over there. I mean, there's a little bit of blue sky here and there, but obviously no blue sky there, and what sky is there is kind of getting overexposed with this 7x lens. The 7x lens doesn't do as good a job as handling the exposure as the normal lens does, which is I guess to be expected. So again, you already saw this is Island House on a screen recording. You can see I'm at 7x and 4K 30 auto settings, 177 feet up in the air. So yeah. All right, so more of the how the zoom, the 7x looks in the full 4K resolution as we kind of fly by some of the high-priced beachfront property here. So get ready to kind of bring this drone back to us here and stop the zoom testing and move on to another phase of the testing here. So there we are, on the full 4K 30, always zoomed out. So look how far I'm out at sea there, and how you can see those houses on the shoreline. So that is pretty incredible stuff, really. So okay, let's aim it back here towards these tall buildings and kind of work our way back home here. So all right, here's the screen recording here coming back in. You can see some waves going on there today. I don't see any surfers around, but it looks like we got some waves. Here's the 4K 4K 30 version of the video again here. So again, even though it's so overcast, the video still looks pretty well lit. There's still some color in here, without even much sunlight to do any reflection and make the colors look good. So yeah, I'm very happy with the video quality of this drone here in detail. So we're almost back to the screen recording for a second here. We're going to go into the next phase of our testing here. I think we've pretty happy with the results of the zoom. So, and then you can see Lucy there all encased in her wrappings while she's going through her winter rehab there. Okay, let's try a couple other things here. Look at the storage. You can check the storage on the internal storage and the memory card. There was the Explorer mode we just clicked, and here you can go to the Pro mode. And if you click all the way to the left of Pro mode, you get this dialog box, which is new, where you have all your settings in there. You can change your D-Log, and then you have this where you can change your ISO, you shut your aperture and EV, and back here you can go from 4K to 1080p, 5K. So that's a pretty neat little box that popped up, because it was kind of, for me anyways, it was kind of hard to spin the little things up when you had to itemize each thing out in that Pro menu there. But we'll just go back to the Auto menu there for the interest of time right here. So we're going to try a couple things here. Some of the the features here that this drone has. So there was just an auto exposure bracket where it takes a proper exposure and then one stop over and one stop under. And we can go JPEG and RAW photos both here if you want to. So that's auto exposure bracketing. And then you can go to the burst mode here, which takes a burst of photos. Well, here we go, the burst. Now we're going to take 5 bursts. So what this would be good for, if you had fast-moving action in your video, you didn't know exactly when you needed to click the thing, you just have a burst of photos and you'll get the action one way or another. You see you can go all the way up to like 10 seconds there. So it's okay. Here we got a timer here. So this is like, what you do is you set a thing like 5 seconds, hit the button, the shutter button, and then you wait the 5 seconds, it'll click. So that's good maybe if you want to try to get back in the photo again, or you just want to have a little bit of time between taking the photo and hitting the shutter button, taking the photo. Okay, so we're going to go back to video here for a second, show you some modes. You got master shots, which they kind of came out in that second update. The quick shots are new. They were not there until now. You see you got the drone, the rocket, the circle, the helix. We're going to get to those in a few minutes here. So we'll probably start with the drone here. I mean, the drone is probably the oldest smart feature in the book here. It's been around for years on many drones. So we're going to see how this goes here. So what you do is you want to draw a box around your subject here. But as you see here, they make it even easier now. They put those circles with the pluses in over objects they think are things you want to track, or do track to do a droning. So it sees me now. So what you can do is you can put your finger in the screen and touch on that plus button over the object, with the object being me here, that you want to be the center of the droning. So it helps you keep yourself line up in the center of the frame. So we're going to do a countdown here. We just went with the shortest droning distance there was here, just in the the interest of time here. We'll kind of just do what we call a shorty in the business here. So you see me waving here like a typical tourist here, waving for the drone. Yeah, there it goes. So that's all. I think it only went like 80 feet or whatever, which again, it's kind of keeping it short so we can go through more of the features here. So we'll bring it back. I mean, it actually returns home on its own, so we don't have to bring it back. I think that's in the settings someplace, but I think by default it's set to come back to you when it completes the quick shot. So let's go back in the menus here and see what else we can get ourselves into here. That rocket thing would probably be pretty good here. You see how people lay down on the beach chair and let it go above them. I'm not going to lay down here because I don't want to get my winter coat all sandy here, so I'm just going to stand up. But I'll lay down in the sand when the weather gets nicer, or when I get to the Great Florida Drone Meetup in April. So got my beach attire on there, not my winter jacket and boots and so on. So here goes a rocket. It kind of just goes straight up, gives you that kind of downward perspective on things. So this is another classic shot here that you see on a lot of different drones here. So yeah, it works very well. Thank you. So now again, it's doing the return here. You don't have to start the video recording here. It starts the video recording for you. And as you can see there, it's still using 4K 30, where it used to only do them in 1080p, or you had to change the settings when a firmware update came out. So it's nice that you could do them in a 4K 30. So here, I think we're going to do, I think this is going to be another rocket here. I wanted to kind of do a circle, but I think I hit the rocket by mistake here. So we're going to get a second rocket. But this one's going to be much more seeing since I moved to the top of the dune, which I was at when I was doing the flying too. You get a bird's eye view from up at the top of this dune here. So that was a little bit more scenic of a rocket then. Because they actually got a little sun come out here. See, the sun's actually out now and shining on me. So, the beach actually looks pretty good here with just that little hint of sun. So let's try our circle now. Circle's a real popular one. Kind of just rotates all around you. So, you just want to make sure you're kind of in a clear area where it's not going to hit anything. Of course, there's obstacle avoidance on it, but it's always good to make sure your area is clear, because you don't need to drone avoiding obstacles while it's trying to circle you. That probably wouldn't be too good of a circle. So here we go. We're just at all the default speed, default direction. You can change all that stuff. You saw the arrow there where you can move it, the circle, either clockwise or counterclockwise, and you can change speed in there in the settings too. So again, for demonstration purposes, this is all just in Dr. Auto today. So okay, we circle works great. So what else do we have in here? We got the helix, of course. Everybody loves a good helix, where it kind of corkscrews around you a little bit, is what a lot of people say. So let's give the old the old college try here. See if we can get a good helix here, since the light's looking better now. Of course, the light's not looking quite as good here as when the circle, the clouds are taking over again. But so I'm staying on top of the dune here, and this is a kind of a major dune. This is one big enough for a car to come through. Not all dunes are car accessible, but this one is. So it's a little bit bigger than your normal dune here, and cars are allowed on the beach, especially in the off season. I think you need like a fishing license or whatever, but because you see there's very few people on the beach this time of year, so it's the cars are dangerous to the beach goers this time, because nobody's throwing a beach blanket down this time of year. So you know what, I've been just showing you the screen recordings of this, but here, why don't I give you the actual 4K 30 feed off the memory card for the circle here. It kind of looks, this one's kind of look pretty impressive. I'll throw this up on my Instagram page here and be like a big Instagram star, maybe even a TikTok, whatever. So yep, there we go. Very cool shot indeed. So light looks good. So very impressed with it. So okay, that ends the quick shots testing portion of the video, and we're going to return to our location at the picnic table. So instead of instead of flying the drone back, let's have it track me back using our active track feature here. So I'm going to try to draw a little box around myself to get the drone into tracking mode here. So you can see the spotlight menu popped up there, and let's get myself set for active track there. Aircraft tap and go. So let's get this all set up here. It can be a little tricky if you don't use it all the time. It's a great feature, but sometimes it's tough to get going, especially if you're out in the field and there's a lot of stuff on your screen. Now, what happened here is I wanted to do active track, but I did not hit that go button, that green go button that popped up on the left in time. I mean, you have to do this stuff, precision tapping here, I'll call it. I did not precision type that go button, so it did not go into active track. It's just in spotlight mode now, which means the camera of the drone will follow me, but the drone won't necessarily follow me. See, I figured it out now that I'm not in active track. And I'm still not in active track because I cannot hit that go button properly, then it disappears. So we just did a spotlight. So instead of testing active track, we test the spotlight, which is just as good. Spotlight's a very useful feature where you don't want the drone to move, but you want it to follow either you or some kind of action in the video. Okay, so let's go into testing the pano modes out here. We did not previously have the panoramic modes in the Mavic 3. So now we've added the standard panoramics that you see all the time. The spear, the 180, the wide angle, and the vertical pano. So let's go up here and see if we can do a good spear video of, the Lucy the elephant all covered up in her winter wrappings here. And that's not really her winter wrappings. She's getting a big rehab, as I think I mentioned earlier. So, they're just covered up because they're tearing it. Kind of a lot of the outside off to do the thing. Okay, so let's go to our camera settings here, make sure everything looks good. We can shoot this in RAW, but we're going to only shoot it in JPEG. We don't really need RAW here, but we could shoot RAW if we wanted to, which is nice. And then, it's telling us our available space on our memory card and our internal storage here. So, So this is going to just be a JPEG. You can see their output and original. So you can actually change the output and the original to different things. So I'm going to keep them both at JPEG in this instance. Okay, so we're going to start the spear here automatically. You see under the record button, you see the percentage, like it's 8% done now, and that percentage will go up as it takes its shots there. So it goes all over the place. I mean, the spear is the one that, of course, turns it into like a little, almost like a little, globe at the end there. Takes the whole everything into account. That's almost like a 360 type of deal here. So we got some good looking sky there with those puffy clouds against the blue sky in the background. So that's pretty neat. Now it seems to have got stuck here at 38%. I'll leave it for a minute or two and see if it moves on, but it seems to be stuck here. And this is, Spears is always the most problematic of these pano modes. I know when like an Evo 2 Pro, it will not, stitch it together for you. So I just kind of got out of that. It got stuck at 38, so I just manually got my way out of it. It just wouldn't go any further. And maybe I should have waited longer, but I kind of run low. Batteries starting to go down here, and I got other stuff I want to do, so I didn't want to take the whole video waiting for that spear to finish. So let's try a different one here. Guess we'll just go down, in order here. So we're going to try the 180 now, which is, kind of gets the whole area in. You get, much, almost the same length above the object and below it, side to side. So, this is a pretty good one. You kind of get the whole area in when you do the 180 here. So, we just got to tap it to get it started there. So it's kind of look a little fussy here, with the tapping over there, the buttons, but we'll get it here. So we're going along pretty good now. In fact, this thing's moving real quick here. Oh my word. Used to be started a panel, you could go grab a cup of coffee while it was finishing, but these are, these are hyper fast panos here. These aren't your father's panoramas here. This thing's moving. So we're already at the 38%, 40. We're already further than the spear got. So, okay, I think it's, looks like it's kind of processing already, this is amazing, actually. So, wow, I think it's done. It's just processing the photo now. So, I'm using the smart controller here, the RC Pro. So I don't know if this would be any faster. You were doing it on the your phone using the standard controller. So yeah, it's 97%. Yeah, 97%, 100%. Yeah, that's quick. All right, let's try one more here. Let's try the wide angle. See, that's the one that takes in the whole landscape. So let me reposition this drone just slightly here because I want to get some of the, of course, the ocean, but I want to get a little land in here too, and get some of those nice skies in, those good puffy clouds up there against that blue background. So this could be an interesting shot right here, actually. And the wide ones, the kind of pano we're going to go ahead and start now. When you go to some place like the Grand Canyon and you take that super wide pano, and not with a drone now, just with a regular camera. You can't fly drones at the Grand Canyon, but old school, going with your camera. Look at that; it's already finished and it's already processing. These are the quickest panos I've ever seen. Kudos to the Mavic 3. Has a faster processor in it. It's able to do this stuff in record time here. So yeah, I'm really impressed with these panos. So okay, let's go in here and check out a few other things here. I wonder what that aeroscope means. I don't know what that is. Okay, this is where you put in your remote ID information here, but we're not going to mess with that right now. So yeah, we just want to. Okay, we just hit our max distance by accident, which isn't really important here at this point. What we're doing, literally checking, is the return to home right now. Used to be this drone only had advanced return to home. Advanced return to home would be where it would come back at whatever height you had it at, and it may even lower itself, and it would just avoid objects coming back. Where now they have returned the old school return to home, where you can set the return height and it'll fly back to you at whatever you preset, and it comes straight down to your location. So some people really wanted to see this back because they did not trust the drone coming back in the advanced one, where it was using as obstacle avoidance sensors to avoid everything on the way home. A lot of people had good luck with that, but there's always a situation where it may not see a thin wire, like could be telephone wire or anything like that, and it may run into that, or it could also hit a bare tree branch, like a real thin, a tree branch, bare tree branch, and of course a lot of this has to do with the contrast of the light in the background at the time. So this is the old school return to home, where it just comes straight down from whatever preset you had as a return height. So it's good to see that back. I mean, I know some people, prefer the new one, but it's good to have options. Okay, let's see if we can do you see if it's going to do a precision landing here. I took right off from this picnic table, and as you can see, I didn't tap the cancel on the left there. This is the drone landing itself, not me. And let's see if it makes it. Yep, right on the picnic table, right in the spot where I took off. So, I didn't hit any precision landing button, but it just on return to home, it landed just automatically right in the spot where I took it off from on that table. So as you can see, I did not cancel the return to home, so it wasn't me on the sticks. And this is just the full 4K 30 video of that return to home. So I'm very happy with that return to home. Actually, I don't know if putting it into the old school return to home helped rather than having it come back with the advanced return to home. I do not know. I will test that maybe in a future episode. So here it is coming down in all its 4K glory here. And I pushed that camera down so you can see that. Of course, at the very end, it lifts the camera up before it actually touches down. So, yeah, this is really good. No, that's automatically turning up there, and it comes down nice and gentle, lands on that table. Man, very pleased with this. So, okay, that was it for my first test flight with the Mavic 3. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be back soon with another test flight. See you in the next one.